All right, everyone, good Tuesday, 7:09 the time right now. We look live down across Kansas City on this cold night. Turned cold on us today. Something like 30 degrees colder in spots than it was. Remember just yesterday where we had the highs in the 60s? We had 63 in downtown Kansas City. And today we only made it to 34. It is back into winter, and winter's got its hands all over this forecast, including into tomorrow. So, ice for some, rain for others. What will you expect? Sorry about my voice. Have you, let us know in the comments. Are you dealing with sickness at your work or at your house? Tell you what, it has been a problem. We've had a lot of sickness going through the station here. So a number of us are battling that, myself included. So hope you're not tonight. Feel fine, but you can, maybe you hear it in my voice. Anyway. So looking at a wintry mix tomorrow where some of us get a little freezing drizzle, some slick spots, some of us just get rain. Want to get you set for that. Then 2 more days that were first warning that have a potential for more wintry weather. All right, so let's see what we're working with here. Starting out with this. So this is for Wednesday. And we have a mid-grade alert, so it's our first warn, not our top alert, first warn weather day. What's that mean? It means that we're highlighting it where you could have some disruption. Doesn't necessarily look overly dangerous for Kansas City. Don't think that, but most likely we expect that we will get drizzle and a little bit of light rain on Wednesday. This is nothing heavy. Nobody's getting a winter storm. Nobody's getting an ice storm. But with that said, some of us are going to get freezing rain. And there's a possibility that we have that in Kansas City. Now, this is going to be mainly north. The best chance, the most likely area to see it where it's expected that we get freezing rain is north of the metro. But there is a chance in Kansas City. So essentially, if I just had to distill it down real quickly and then you hopped off, essentially we just need to be ready for ice in the morning. It's possible. We don't know that it won't happen. Do I expect it? Not necessarily do I expect it, but it's a close call. It's a close call for us. We're right on that line in Kansas City, and we just need to be ready for some minor impacts from that. I'm thinking, I'll walk through all that here. So let's just get into it. As far as what are the odds, where you're most likely to see the ice, this pink zone up here from Cameron to Chillicothe, St. Joe, Bethany, you should expect at least a light glaze up there. You're probably going to have some slick roads. I'm not saying every road's going to be ice covered, but some slick roads would be expected in that area. And then you head south of there. It's not necessarily expected, but it's still possible that we get patches of slick roads from light icing in Kansas City, along I-70, even as far south as Olathe. Lawrence could be included in that as well. If you're south of that, you're in the clear. Harrisonville, Warrensburg, Ottawa, Paola, Lacine, Garnett, Butler. It's just rain for you guys. You might even hear a clap of thunder. That's not entirely off the table for down there. As far as impacts go, slick roads would be expected up north. For us in Kansas City and along I-70, I think if we're going to get any ice, and that's an if we're going to get any ice, it's going to be primarily the bridges, the surfaces that are elevated and not insulated by the ground. So your road is insulated by the ground, and it's going to take longer for the road temperatures to fall down below freezing and then get that rain to freeze on contact. Bridges are different because the air passes both above and below them. They can turn colder quickly. That's why they're always the first ones to ice over. So I would watch that. I would watch untreated surfaces like sidewalks as you're walking to work or walking to school on Wednesday. And then to the south, again, no impacts. You don't have to worry about it down there. As far as how much could you see if we did get it in Kansas City, it looks like it'd just be a glaze. I'm talking like 0.01 inches. Up north, you could get up to a tenth. Now, a tenth of an inch of ice is a decent amount. I mean, it's enough that you've got some pretty nasty roads. It's not so much that you have to worry about power outages and things like that. So as far as, just looking at the system as a whole, I just want to highlight with this graphic, this is if everything were to fall as liquid, which it all will fall as liquid. The question is it going to freeze on contact? But this is not much. This is not heavy duty stuff. This is nothing powerful. It's just we've got the freezing line that's moving right over the top of I-70 and points north. Now let's time it out. All right. So even tonight, we could see and expect to see some patchy areas of, this is just drizzle. It's just drizzle. but it would be freezing on contact in some spots. We're below freezing right now in Kansas City. Then we kick on the first warn. The first warn means it's reasonably likely that you will see, at least very near you in your general area, something, and that would be on Wednesday morning, freezing drizzle, at least a chance for that. So the pink indicates the possibility of ice, 40% chance, though the most widespread is going to be as we get just past lunchtime. Now, the chance for any ice in Kansas City comes to an end by about 1:30, something like that. After that, we're probably still going to have stuff. It's just going to be rain. So we do make that transition away from the threat of ice by about 1:30, 2 o'clock, something like that. So let me kind of go over this graphic again, because you might look at this and think, oh, we're going to have ice from 10 p.m. until 1 p.m. No, that is not what this is saying. This is, again, and I'll show you here on the forecast radar and it'll make more sense. This is real isolated, kind of patchy here and there, just in our general area. That's overnight tonight. By tomorrow, it fills in a little bit more. You've got a better chance for it. It might be freezing drizzle. If it were to occur, it would be freezing drizzle, because our temperature is going to be below the freezing mark. But again, it's just going to be so kind of, isolated to scattered that you're not guaranteed to run into trouble. And then we get into the afternoon, we expect more of it. It's more widespread, and then we transition into rain. I hope that makes sense. Maybe it'll make better sense here whenever I put it with this. So you can see that. It'll be out there tonight. Will it be over your backyard? Decent chance it won't be overnight. It'll just be in the area. And then again tomorrow morning, this is 6, 7 o'clock. You can see little pop-ups here and there, little blurbs, little light stuff. And then now we get into lunchtime. And you can see how it becomes more active on the forecast radar. And look at how Kansas City is right on that line. It might even be where the north part of the metro gets into some freezing drizzle, and the south side's all rain. I mean, it's just right on top of us. Then we get to about 2 o'clock. Notice KC at this point switches over to all green. And now we're up into this zone to the north where we've got a winter weather advisory in effect. That's where it's going to be most likely for the afternoon, which will be the heaviest of the event. And then watch by 7, 8 o'clock, it's all done. All right? So that's the story there. All right, here's your, we kind of jumped past a lot here. What happened? Let's see what's going on. There we go. Don't know what happened there. Anyway, 30 degrees right now. Just want to highlight we are below freezing right now. 20 degrees is how it feels. Let's check the radar real quick. There's our planner for Wednesday. I'll get you back to that. Let's check radar. There wasn't anything on it a half hour ago, but let's look. Nope, don't see anything on there now. Didn't expect to, but just thought we'd check. So here's your Wednesday, and your morning's going to be in the upper 20s. Not going to get hardly any colder than we are right now. And then we see temperatures start to pick up as we get into the afternoon. We'll top out in the mid-30s or so, and just not a great-looking day. Then we get into your next 3 days where things turn better by Thursday. Thursday's good. 46, we've got some sunshine. Doesn't look too breezy. Thursday's decent. It's not like it was yesterday. Then Friday back down. Be somewhere around 40. And might be a little breezy on Friday. Then Saturday comes in. So you see the 3 red days on the forecast. Here, let me get you the full 7-day. Got your 3 red days here. These are the ones that stand out. So one is Saturday. And what we're watching here is another round, kind of a glancing blow, where we could get some more rain. This is in the morning, and the pink indicating the chance for some freezing rain. And that should move out by the afternoon. So it looks to be primarily a morning event, but enough that, hey, it's your weekend. Maybe you're going to be getting stuff ready for the Super Bowl. I want you to be aware of something that we have our eye on there. And then Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, colder. Doesn't look windy. It's not horrible. It's just 30s and partly cloudy. 35 at kickoff, 33 at halftime, 30 at fourth quarter. And then next week, it looks like winter's coming pretty good next week. We've got 31 for a high on Tuesday. Some of our forecasts are looking pretty cold. I mean, colder than that by the middle of the week. We'll see. But some snow in there. Check this out. Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon. One of our computer forecasts, a number of them actually, are showing snow signals on Monday and accumulation with it. At this point, it looks like it could be a few inches. It's not a blizzard. It's not a foot. It's not going to be a big, tremendous snowmaker. But next week, could have some snow. All right. So anyway, that's the lay of the land for now. Of course, we'll have updates coming up at 10 o'clock in the meantime. that's the way things look, and it's a complicated one. This one's kind of tricky. Just kind of keep it simple is you may see there's potential for little slick spots in Kansas City tomorrow and in the morning. And if you see that, and even in the earlier afternoon. So just treat the roads with a little extra respect tomorrow, and watch it as you're getting out of your car and onto the sidewalk. I think you're going to do just fine. And we may end up not getting any ice in Kansas City. That's a possibility I want to highlight too. So I hope that helps with tomorrow and as you make your plans and get ready for the day and as you get ready for the next week. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Have a good night.